Tēnā tātou e karema, no mai haere mai ki After Bedtime Yoga, our third class in our Starting Anew series. As always, please consult a medical professional before partaking in any of the classes. For this evening's practice, you will need a pillow and 2 blankets. So if you don't have those, quickly pausing the video and popping off to grab them. Our class this evening is all about taking the first step. When we're starting fresh, first we need to clear the space. We need to drop in to ourselves, to our values, to what we are wanting. And then sometimes the hardest part is actually taking that first step. And sometimes the step is small, but it can feel huge. So tonight we aim to create space for you to figure out what that step is for you. And linking into that, we will be working into the feet, the calves and the hamstrings. My whānau and I have been running a lot, so this little bit of love back to my legs is going to be much appreciated, and I'm sure you are the same. To start with, we are going to start with our breath. So I'm going to find myself leaning against my moinga, my bed, but kea koe te tikanga, if you'd like to lay down on the ground or sit simply in an upright position or on a chair or a couch, that is completely up to you. But wherever you are going, begin to make your way there now. Have a few little wiggles, side to side, maybe a big yawn. And allow your energy to settle here into the space that you have chosen. With the eyes closed, shoulders drop down. And take a few breaths just to be here, be in your body, where it is at in this moment. While you're here, dropping into your own space, into your own energy, I will begin with karakia. Nei te ni, nei te nā, nei te aro ki te hao te tangata, ara takina te ara ki runga, ki raro, ki roto, ki waho, haumie huie, tai kie. Here we are to focus on our own inner light, and may that guide us in our practice this evening. Feel yourself grounded and rooted into earth beneath you, stable and connected to yourself in this moment. If you are finding it hard to find connection to your body, focus on the breath. Me aro ki toa ke hā. Feel it flow in you. Feel the control that you have over your inhale and your exhale. Starting to deepen, filling through the puku, the rib cage and the chest. Completely emptying chest, rib cage, puku. Flowing through that. fully in, fully out. Ha ki roto and ha ki wao. Dropping into an even breath for a 4 count inhale and a 4 count exhale. Clearing breath to begin in through the nose. Open the mouth side out. Into even breath. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. Exhale. In and out. Keep moving through that. Find your pace, your steady, your focus. Where is your drishti, your gaze at this moment? What are you looking at internally? Where is the focus? Starting to notice these things. No judgment, just greater awareness of self. After your next round of even breath, we will move to a triangle breath, an upside down triangle, keeping the 4 count inhale. The pause at the top becomes a 4 count pause or breath hold, and then returning with a 4 count exhale. If you have a medical condition where you should not be holding the breath, or you feel that the breath hold is not for you in this moment, that is okay. Kei te pai tērā. Allow yourself to stay with the even breath for 4 in and 4 out. Separating with a clearing breath now. Breath in. Sigh out. Triangle breath. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. keep going with that, keeping your own count. Finding your fullness in your inhale. Try to keep the shoulders soft, the face soft, the jaw soft, and your breath hold at the top. And then can you find even more release, even more softness in the body as you exhale. One more complete round of your triangle breath. And then returning your breath back to its natural, fluid and flowing state. Whakamāoritia toha. Finding a little more space with each breath in. A little more steadiness and softening with each breath out. Very gently, blinking open your eyes. Staying with your back against your bed, if that is where you are. If you are on the ground, very slowly begin your journey all the way upright into a seat. Arriving in your seat, we will begin to look at the feet. So I want you to take your hands, your thumbs, and we are going to press into the bottoms of the feet. If you do not like touching your own feet, I know I was there for a very long time. Before I started yoga, I refused to touch my own feet. Grab a ball, if you have a little ball, a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball, or you can use a block or the side of a book with a flannel or a little towel draped over to look after the book and also so the edge isn't quite so sharp. What we are simply doing is pressing into the arch of the foot. And so I want you to move however you want to with that. You can maybe press and roll the thumbs around. You can walk the fingers all the way through the arch. We're again just finding this little bit of connection to our bodies, noticing any tender areas, maybe staying there, holding the pressure and breathing into it. And we'll just stay here for about a minute, 2 minutes. This gentle curiosity, exploration, and maybe that feels really good for you, especially if you don't give your feet a lot of love and attention. Keep breathing nice and deeply, especially if you do find one of those points of tension. The deeper you can breathe, the more you are signaling to your nervous system that it is safe here, that there is no lion chasing you, and that your body will and settle. Good, and then from here we're going to start moving the ankle as well, moving out through the leg. So however you want to take a few little ankle rolls. I like to grab the shin and then gently lean back. This feels really comfortable for me, and it gives my rhomboids between my shoulder blades a little stretch out at the same time. There might be a few little pops and cracks. Then slowly popping that foot and leg down and switching over to the other side. So again, either using the fingers or your ball or block and just gently applying pressure. Staying here, exploring. Nice and deep breaths. Finding the bits that maybe feel a little tender. If your thumbs are getting a little bit sore, you can always create a fist and use your knuckles to gently apply that pressure instead. Good. And then very gently letting the foot go and taking those little ankle rolls, however you want to take them, rolling out one way and then the other way, inviting the movement, an invitation to your body to release a little bit of stagnant energy, getting it moving. Then popping that leg down. Moving now to your bed. We are going to be facing it this time, and I would recommend bringing your props with you and making sure they are within reach. Slowly make your way there now. What we are coming into is known as broken toes posture. Now, it is a little bit intense. This is probably the most intense posture we will ever do in any of my classes, but it is because the base of our foot often doesn't come into that huge range of dorsiflexion because we are wearing shoes, we are wearing heels, we are wearing lifters at the gym. So this is really finding the compression through the front of the ankle and the opening through the base of the foot and toes. So please modify as your body needs to. To start with, come up into a nice high kneel, and we will tuck the toes underneath you, trying to tuck as many of the toes as we can. Legs are together. Try not to let the ankles roll out to the sides. Try to keep them drawing in towards the midline. I'm going to take my pillow and bring it in between my bottom and my legs. It depends what your tikanga is about pillows that are used for head. So you can always take a couch cushion. You can use blankets for this instead. And then I am going to slowly sit back towards the heels and use the bed as an anchor to help take some of the weight out of my feet. Okay, so the further forward and up you are, the less pressure on the feet. That may mean putting a few more pillows, putting your blankets, maybe rolling them up, giving yourself a little more support. So the more you fill this gap up, the less pressure through the feet. The more you take out, and you might not even want a pillow here this evening, that is up to you if it is your practice, the more intensity it will bring. So I really want us to focus on the breath here. So find your position, maybe even tucking the chin, forehead landing down on the bed, on the hands. Breathing nice and deeply. This posture invites a gentle burn, maybe tingling through the fronts of the ankles, through the base of the feet. Adjust as you need to. We can only take the next step if we are really present and honest with ourselves of where we are at in this moment. And if this is too much, come out, add more propping, and then come back in, because you won't see the benefits if you're always pushing your body to places it's not actually ready to go. So always being mindful, always adjusting as you need to, and always trying to be present with your body, with the spaces it is inviting you to go, and equally the spaces it is asking you to come out of. Stay here for about another 1 to 2 minutes. Long deep breaths, signaling here is okay. There is no imminent threat. It's just you giving back to your body. About 5 more breaths here. Can you take the longest, slowest breaths you have taken all day? Settled, stable, just focusing on the next breath. That's all, one step at a time. Big breath in, long breath out. Press into your bed to help you slowly rise up and out of the posture, and make these movements now really slow, untucking the toes, because the effects of this posture, like I said, is intense and can last a couple of minutes after we finish the posture. So please don't be alarmed if you have that gentle burning, tingling or prickling still going on after a few minutes. I promise it goes away. Maybe a little pitter patter out through the tops of the feet, a little roll of the ankles, sitting back to the heels, scooping the legs around, maybe just giving the feet a little rub again, taking whatever you need to rebound from that posture. And give your toes a little twinkle out. And we will move to the next posture where you will need a blanket. This posture is called calf smashing. I know I've chosen all of the postures this evening that sound absolutely horrendous, but I promise your legs are going to love you. So we're going to take a blanket and create a cylinder with that blanket, rolling it up nice and tightly. We are again going to face the bed so it is there for you for support if you need it. Coming back to a high kneeling position. This time your knees can be about hip width distance apart, maybe a little narrower. The blanket is going to go across the calves, so bring it up and behind the knees. Make sure the feet are untucked this time. If this feels a lot for the ankles, you can gently roll a second blanket and bring it underneath the ankles so they aren't pressing completely to flat. And then from here, trying to hold the blanket in place as much as you can. Sit yourself back, maybe wiggle a little closer to the bed. Oh, and you should feel a beautiful pressure point in through the calves here. If the bed feels a little high and like you aren't supporting yourself, you can actually bring your hands to the ground instead. The further forward the body is, like the last posture, the less intense. So you can come all the way down, forearms to ground. You can bring hands to floor, or you can sit yourself all the way upright. Find your position, and then again, breathe into it. Nice and deep, maybe just inviting a gentle sway of the upper body, side to side, softly mobilizing, softly shifting the pressure in through the calves, and adjust as you need to. And then can you settle here? Can you breathe into those spaces that seem a little bit uncomfortable sometimes? Because sometimes that is the first step. The first step is stepping into something that is unfamiliar. And unfamiliar often means uncomfortable. So if we can learn to breathe here in these positions, then that starts to teach us how to breathe in those uncomfortable moments in our lives. Soften the jaw, unclench it if you are clenching. Let go between the eyebrows. Good. If that point has released off, you can gently lift the hips up, slightly change the position of the blanket, and then sit back down. Oh, there we go, that's a good one. And find a new point. If it hasn't released off yet, stay exactly where you are. You will feel it. You'll feel your body almost sink in and around the blanket. Or you might not, depending on how much tension and tightness you're holding. But I promise if you invite deep breaths, it will begin to slowly release. Wherever you are, we'll stay here for another 8 breaths. Kia waru anō ngā hā. At the end of your next exhale, slowly using the hands to assist you, once again lifting the hips, pulling the blanket out from underneath you and taking any little positions your body needs to stretch out, to re-lengthen through the backs of the legs. And then making your way back around, so once again your back is leaning on the bed. Props are within reach, leaving the right leg out long. Draw the left knee up in towards the chest, and then dropping the knee out to the side with the foot on the inner thigh. Taking your props to support underneath this bent knee. I already have my blanket rolled, and this is going to be a good height for me, so I'm going to slide the blanket in underneath the leg to support me. The closer in towards your bottom the blanket is, the more support, the more lift you will have out of the leg. The further towards the knee, the more the hip will be able to drop open. From here, we are going to begin to find a fold. So I am going to take my pillow now in across my lap and jelly bean it. So folding it in half in the middle so I can roll myself in and over it, hugging the blanket in, hugging the pillow in towards my spine with a gentle tuck of the chin. Maybe elbow lands softly into the fleshy part of the leg and forehead lands into the hand. Making your adjustments, remembering that we aren't trying to go to our deepest range of motion here. Now is the time to settle the energy, to feel gentle sensation through the hamstring, maybe in through the calves, maybe it's through the lower back as you round and lengthen. Finding more space for the breath in through the rib cage. And we will settle here now for a few minutes. Nothing to do except breathe, to notice where you are in this moment, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Let go through your ankle. Feel it drop and fall to whichever side. With your inhale, can you feel the body lengthening? With your exhale, feel the body dropping even deeper into this little pillow, this cloud of softness that you are creating. About 5 more breaths here. Not rushing those last few breaths. Begin to unwind yourself all the way back up. Moving your props out from underneath you. Bring both legs to long. Little roll out through the ankles. Maybe leaning the head back even further into the bed and rolling the neck side to side. And then coming back in for side 2. This time right knee draws up and in, and then we'll drop out to the side. Using 1 or 2 of your blankets for support. They can be rolled, they can be folded. This is your practice. So always remembering, if something does not feel right to you, that is your opportunity, your invitation to try and figure out how you can slightly adjust your body, how you can move in a way that serves you. Using your pillow if you would like to fold. Otherwise, sitting upright may feel good for you today. This may give you enough of a sensation. So staying there if it does. Otherwise, folding, rolling yourself down, bringing yourself a little deeper into your own space mentally. Looking at the kariaroto, the emotions that feel safe to access, that are just bubbling away under the surface. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out, sink a little deeper. And be here in your space. Be here and notice where you are in this moment. And start to notice those intuitive little nudges that are maybe coming to the surface. For me, my intuitive nudges when I was younger, I thought I was impulsive because I would make decisions, I would change my mind, and I would dive head first. And I'd do it all with a smile. It was only once I started to practice yoga that I realized I wasn't reckless and impulsive. Those were just my intuitive nudges, knowing something before my logical mind had time to catch up. So start to notice those within yourself. How do your intuitive nudges come to you? And do you listen to them? Do you take the steps that they are asking you to take? Deeply in, sinking a little softer, letting go a little more, feeling tension melt from the back line of the body. About 5 more breaths here. At the end of your next exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly make your way back up, closing off your bent leg to straight, taking a moment, then gently bending both the knees, pulling them up towards the chest, tucking the chin down. And gently lifting the chin back up, We are going to come into now our legs up bed posture. So beginning by moving the props out of the way. If you are on a hard ground, you may want to prop underneath you by laying your blankets out to soften the ground. But otherwise, to come into this posture, you're going to wiggle side on up to your bed and then gently lay the back down as you scoop the legs up and onto the bed. If this feels like a lot for the hamstrings, wiggle your bottom a little further away from the bed. Hands rest onto your puku. Feel yourself breathe here. Shoulders are heavy. Feeling the connection and the support from Earth Mother beneath you. Ia papatua nuku I raro I a koe. And that connection to Earth, each step we take is connected to Earth. Has a deeper connection, a deeper purpose. Feeling the legs drain, maybe wiggling out through the toes or a little ankle roll here. And settle back into those deep breaths. Pelvis is heavy. Spine is heavy. Shoulders are away from the ears. Just you and your breath. Where are you subconsciously holding on still in your body? Tense, tight. Can you move through each part of your body and let it go? Tell it lovingly that it has done its job for the day, but it is time to rest. It is time to be nourished and replenished. Ha ki roto. Open the mouth, side out. Ha ki waho. Bending the knees a little deeper, bringing the feet all the way to the edge of your bed, and simply rolling over onto your side. Take a moment here on your side for blood flow to return. Moving slowly now, like you're moving through honey, you are going to make your way into your Shavasana, your final resting posture of today's practice, whether you are taking your Shavasana in your bed, or maybe you are simply creating a cozy space laying down on the floor. Whatever your option, moving there now. Tuck yourself up nice and cozy. Closing the eyes, softening the shoulders, and begin to move back to your even breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Keep moving with that. Move to your triangle breath now with a 4 count. Hold at the top of your breath. Let the triangle breath go. Feel your breath flow in and out. Body soft, mind soft. What intuitive nudges are coming to you in this moment? Where is the place in your life where you are asked to be? You are being asked to take the first step. Hahatera. What is that first step? And you don't have to know the entire path. You don't have to be able to see it. You just have to be able to take the step that is in front of you. This is where I will leave you to sit in that as you drift asleep. Mai tōku manawa ki tōu manawa. From my heart to yours, e tāne ka whakairihia, haumie huie, taiki. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in your after bedtime yoga. It has been my honour. Kia au te moe. Have a wonderful sleep. Namaste.